All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a new feature inside ChatGPT that's taking aim at one of the biggest headaches of online shopping. And honestly, it might just change the game completely.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You're doing your research, you find the exact thing you're looking for, and then the journey to actually buy it becomes this frustrating maze of clicks, new tabs, and endless checkout forms. Well, OpenAI is rolling out a solution to fix exactly that. They're building a direct path from that moment of discovery to the final purchase, all inside of ChatGPT. The whole point is to make that entire journey just completely seamless.
And the potential scale here is just massive. You're talking about a user base of over 700 million people a week. So this isn't some small experiment. OpenAI is basically introducing a brand new way for a huge audience to shop online, turning a simple question into a finished sale.
The feature is called Instant Checkout. And yep, the name pretty much says it all. It lets you find and buy things directly in your chat without ever having to leave or open another tab.
So, what does this actually look like for you as the shopper? How does it really work when you're using it?
Well, the process is designed to be super intuitive. You just start by asking a shopping question, something like, what's a great gift for someone who loves ceramics? ChatGPT will show you some relevant products, and if you see one you like, you just tap Buy, confirm your details, and boom, you're done.
So the big takeaways here are pretty clear. The whole experience is seamless. You can use a card you already have on file, and, this is a big one, the product results are organic. They are not sponsored ads. It's kicking off with Etsy sellers in the US, and pretty soon it'll include over 1 million Shopify stores, including huge names like Skims and Vuori.
Really, the best way to think about this is that ChatGPT isn't the store. It's more like your personal shopping assistant. It's the one securely passing notes between you and the actual merchant to help you get what you want.
Okay, so now let's pop the hood and see what's making all of this work. Because this whole thing is built on a brand new, open technology that's pretty interesting.
At the very heart of this is something they're calling the Agentic Commerce Protocol. Now, you can think of it like a universal translator or a shared instruction manual. It's what allows an AI like ChatGPT and an online store to speak the same language, so they can process your purchase securely and without any mix-ups.
It was actually co-developed with the payment giant Stripe, and they built it with 3 really important ideas at its core. It has to work across any platform, it has to be fast for businesses to set up, and, maybe most importantly, it has to make sure the merchants, the sellers, always stay in control of their customer relationships.
Okay, so we've seen it from the shopper's side, but what does this look like for the businesses and the sellers on the other end of that transaction?
It really does look like a classic win-win situation. For us, the shoppers, we get a much smoother, more integrated way to buy things. For the sellers, they get this powerful new channel to reach hundreds of millions of new customers, and they get to do it without giving up control.
And that's the crucial part. Merchants are not handing over their business. They keep total control over their payments. With their own provider, they handle all the shipping and returns, they manage all the customer support, and they stay the official merchant of record.
Having a massive player like Stripe, not just powering the feature, but actually co-developing the technology behind it, that's a huge signal. It's basically telling us that the very foundation of e-commerce is starting to shift in a big way to work with AI.
Of course, for any of this to actually work, for people like you and me to use it, trust is everything. It's absolutely essential. So let's take a look at how they're building that trust right into the system from the very beginning.
First things first, and this is the most important part, you, the user, stay in control. You have to explicitly say yes at every single step before any action is taken. No surprises, no hidden clicks.
Okay, second point, payment security. Your encrypted payment info gets turned into a special one-time use token, and that token is only authorized for a specific amount at a specific store and only with your direct permission for that one single purchase.
And finally, data privacy. They're only sharing the absolute bare minimum of what's needed to get you your stuff, so like your shipping address. And again, nothing gets shared without you giving the okay.
So if you're trying to figure out who does what, it's actually super simple. ChatGPT is just the conversational layer. It's the friendly interface you talk to. Meanwhile, the merchant, the actual store, handles everything else, processing your order, payments, shipping, and all the customer support.
Look, at the end of the day, this isn't really about just one new feature. This feels like the first real step toward a much bigger future. a future where AI becomes one of the main ways we discover, decide on, and actually buy things online.
Which, leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to chew on. As this kind of technology gets better and better, will our go-to personal shopper for finding that perfect gift or the right product no longer be a person, but an AI? It really seems like we're about to find out.